Alrighty. Hey everyone, it's Stephanie Garcia, and welcome to another episode of Lights Camera Live. And let me tell you, it's going to be absolutely exciting because if you haven't heard, International Women's Day is coming to San Diego. Well, it's happening everywhere, right? It's international. But what I want to tell you is this, that this isn't just an event, it's a movement. And on March 8th, Saturday, March 8th, we're bringing together over 200 women from all industries for a morning of inspiration, connection, and of course, empowerment. It's going to be led by some of the most dynamic women in business and community leadership. So, this is your chance to celebrate International Women's Day in the most unforgettable way. And when we talk about this, I'm so excited because I've got some two amazing women who I love hanging out with. Every time I get a chance to see them, I grab them and I say, hey, we got to catch up. So first off, it's going to be my girl, Riley Jennings. She is the owner and the lead thought curator for Baddies Mean Business. If you've been to any networking event in San Diego, you have seen her, you know her, or you know someone that actually knows her. And she has this amazing events management agency based here in San Diego. She currently serves as a chief programs officer for the Stella Foundation, managing events and programs across the entire United States, including the Elevate Women Summit in Rochester, New York, and the 11th annual Women's Venture Summit in San Diego. So she's definitely one that you want to pay attention to. P.S. By the way, if you know her and you love her, go ahead and show some love in the comments for me so we could give her a shout out as well. Now, the other one that I want to give you a nice little introduction to is my girl, Nicole Bonzal. She is a multi-hyphenate entrepreneur who thrives at the intersection of grit, ambition, and creativity. If that's you, go ahead and let us know in the comments because I feel like we meet all those women all the time. She is a seasoned marketing leader. This is basically my love language. She has helped scale multiple startups, including Liftoff and Bebot, both of which were acquired by major players like Blackstone and DoorDash. Now, she's a fractional CMO. And she helps partners with early stage tech companies to build and execute high impact marketing strategies that drive real growth. So we all love women that actually drive results. And having said that, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the ladies. Hey, ladies.
Hello, hello. I was fighting
Hello.
the urge to not put reactions for your what you were saying, like in this right here. I was like clapping and like doing the heart thing in the
All the
background.
stats. Yes, I love it. I know. Honestly, just meeting the both of you, I was like, where have you guys been? Where are you hanging out? And all the different things. Like, first of all, I first met Riley. I think we were at a real estate investor networking event, met a friend
Yes,
of a
yes.
friend. You were doing something when it was like the podcasting stuff, and then you evolved into everything else. Like, tell me about it, girl, because now you're doing some really cool things with Stella. Tell me all the
Yeah.
things. What are you up to?
No, it's funny. That was a couple years ago. It feels like, well, it's felt like ages ever since that conversation that we had. And so, currently Chief Programs Officer for the Stella Foundation. For those who don't know, it's a 501(c)(3) nonprofit where we help female founders scale their companies as well as fundraise. And so we've helped founders raise upwards of $250 million in the last 12 years, thanks to our extended team, our founder, Sylvia Ma, as well as our wonderful CEO, Flossie Hall. And so doing that work all the time, we host events like Women's Venture Summit in San Diego, which is how we got connected with a lot of the people who are behind this event on March 8th. And then as well as Elevate Women's Summit, which is across the US. So those are just a quick little cover of what we do, but we also have courses, capital opportunities, an online community that's free, and there's about 10,000 participating members. But yeah, that's a little bit about what we do. And then
That's
Nicole,
good.
ironically, knew her because she was the CMO of a portfolio company at my last fund. And so just all these connections everywhere.
Oh, Nicole. Yeah,
Yeah, if
Nicole is
you
absolutely
want to
amazing.
meet any kind of woman in San Diego, I feel like Riley is like the ultimate connector. Like once you meet Riley, you could just ask her, "Hey, I'm looking for so and so or this type of individual," and she's got you.
I love
That's the
it.
goal.
That is the goal, right? So let's talk about this International Women's Day thing because the way that Nicole and I, like, we're sandwiching you, we're sandwiching Riley. The way that we found out about it was because of you. Like, we went to this networking event and we literally sat down and we said, hey, wouldn't it be cool to like actually go to an event that was more, that had more women in attendance? And you're like, well, actually, can you tell us like how this event came about and give flowers to the women that helped organize this? Because I feel like it's a short time frame and we've accomplished so much already.
No, it's insane what has been able to be done in the last couple of weeks. And so what I will say, so you know those people you go to a networking event and you start to see similar people, and there's those people that you try to find in your event that you just feel comfortable with catching up with. These are my people, Nicole and Stephanie. Um, and we were talking, and I want to give my flowers to Jasmine Cornejo. She is the one who started this entire conversation about having an International Women's Day event. And the thing about all of us organizers who host events all the time, we're just tired. We're tired, and it's hard to like, for one, go to all these events because there's always events happening. But then, of course, like with limited resources, trying to plan them. And so I'm just so grateful for Jasmine, also Lex Lewis, who also brought us in, but Morgan Spenla, who is the founder of Crafter. She hosts her own conferences, and she's the one who introduced the entire project to me and got us involved. And so in the last like 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, it's been a very quick timeline. They reached out to us about having a March 8th International Women's Event, completely collaborative, 20 plus organizations, women-led organizations, organizations that support women all across industries. Do like, let's just get together, do a 1 day event all together, combine resources, and just have a good time. And that's really the goal. And so we're expecting anywhere between 200 to 300 women to join this, the event. And I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, oh my gosh. When I see the collective of the 20 plus community leaders, I mean, you've got the Biz B community, Fifth Quarter Consulting,
Yes.
of course, Design Studio, Better Business Bureau, Chrome City Creative Studio, The Blank Table, the Crafter.com, Evolution Room. Oh, that's Corinne. So
Yep.
Corinne's in the
Yes.
house too. I love that. Okay, great. Yeah, you guys, this is one of those things where if you are trying to get connected within the community, everyone is going to be there. I feel like you're going to have your women vendors there. You're going to have some keynote speakers and whatnot. Are we allowed to like drop a couple of names? Can you say
I
I was
think a
wondering.
couple. I
Go for
think
it?
so. We're confirming, of course. It's been crazy getting together. Like we've had even the Soap Factory, who was generous enough to offer their space in kind, which we want to give them their flowers as well. This beautiful space in Barrio Logan, where it's a bunch of art installations surrounding the area. They also support artists by offering them housing in exchange for art. And so, if you ever want to register and you haven't registered yet, it's going really quickly. And so, here's the Eventbrite online. And so we'll happy to send it over to anybody who would be interested in joining. But lots of people involved. We're just trying to make this as collaborative as possible. And speakers wise, since we're trying to target women in general, there's no specific industry. Sylvia Ma, I know, is our keynote, who's obviously the founder of Stella Foundation, which we're grateful for. But there's going to be lots of other speakers as well across education, advocacy, um, sports is even a consideration. You just don't know what you're going to get until you arrive, but you know you're going to get something valuable.
Oh, I love it. And Nicole, obviously you're helping with promoting this event. I feel like every time I open LinkedIn, I see something from you. How do you feel about the
I
event? What are you
feel
looking forward to?
it's so funny you say that. As a marketer, I feel like I always could be doing more in terms of personal marketing. I feel like I really focus on the businesses I work on and don't do enough promotion, enough on LinkedIn or all those different platforms. But I honestly really looking forward to there being like a, a fantastic Women's Day event in San Diego that is connecting and uplifting women within the community. I moved to San Diego 4 years ago from San Francisco, and I remember specifically looking for a Women's Day event when I moved. It was COVID, it was kind of hard to meet people. I was looking for my girl tribe, and there was nothing. Like I was looking on Meetup and Eventbrite and Facebook and wherever else, and there was almost nothing going on. And I was so disappointed at the time, having moved from a place like San Francisco where there were so many different women and tech events. I will say those really focus kind of on business. And that's another thing Riley just spoke about that I'm really looking forward to with this event is the fact that it's going to be very cross vertical and is not just going to focus on tech or just business. But I remember being so disappointed that year. And it's like props to Jasmine Cornejo for putting this together because I certainly had the idea. I floated it with a few people over the last year or so. Like we should do something for Women's Day here in San Diego and like that there's so much that goes into planning something like this well, and that like bar of perfection often is just so high that I never got it off the ground. So I'm so stoked that Jasmine is making this happen and that she found a way to do it by bringing like 20 other women together to really help with the planning process and with all the vendors, the speakers, the venue, the in-kind like gifts and donations and raffles we're going to be doing. And so I think there's going to be a phenomenal event.
I love how everyone is just so buttoned up too. I mean, it's one of those things where sometimes you feel like you are the go-getter in your girl group. And so when you pitch an idea, it's like, who wants to do this with me? And they're like, wait, no, we're the supporters, but you're the one that puts it all together. And if you're working a full-time job, you have a side hustle, or even if you're a parent and you have kids, right? It's like, oh, I want to do it, but as you said before, I want to have like my girl tribe to do it with me. And so I think that's probably what I'm most excited about this event is now I want to see the action takers. Now I'm going to see the ones that are, putting pen to paper and moving the needle in all of that. And so I'm really, really excited about that just to see what's going to come into fruition. I see all like the women in these photos. Like, do you know who everyone is at this point? Because I'm just like, I need to meet that person. Like, who is this person? I don't know her.
That's kind of the beauty of what happened with this event because I've never met Jasmine before this event was mentioned. So when Morgan brought me in, I got to meet Jasmine and a bunch of other leaders as well. That people, especially people who you're like, I've heard your name on LinkedIn. I just have never had the opportunity to connect with you directly. Finally, we have one. And so even when you're staying focused with your own personal goals and you have to speak to certain types of people, this event opens it up to all types of people and all types of industries and all types of roles. So that's what's really fun is like we finally have an opportunity to come together and just talk about what we've been doing and what we're working on and what we're passionate about. I love that you brought up moving the needle too, because that's really a premise of what we created all the content around was just how can we move the needle economically, financially, personally, across every aspect of our lives, because that's one thing that we all have shared experiences around is just being a woman in a professional realm, trying to accomplish certain goals. And so I'm excited about just to hear how other people are thinking about it.
So I'm looking at this event. So it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 2. That's 11, 12, 1, 2. That's like 4 hours. What can we expect when we head on over here?
Yeah, so there's a couple things that's really exciting about it. We got involved brands. So we have people who have products, and we brought asked everyone we could know. That's the beauty of having 20 partners in this event and helping to coordinate and plan. Our network just expanded like a web. It was unbelievable. So anything from like coffee sponsors or products to
Mimosa
give
bar.
away. Mimosa bar, catering. Everything is gonna be there. And we'll have a fair that we're gonna showcase. So vendor tables that'll be available for women-owned companies and products that you get to expose yourself to. There's gonna be programming with a keynote from Sylvia and also a panel mix of mixed women doing things all across San Diego and beyond. And then of course networking, just open networking available for everyone just to get to know each other and meet each other.
How do you
That's really
guys
the main point
network?
of
Are
it
you
all.
guys bringing business cards or what are you doing? Because I feel like this is going to be, I feel like you got to be different this time. When I've gone to, who was it? It was Berkshire Hathaway Sales Convention in New Orleans. This was the first time I've ever had someone give me a $2 bill because his name was Bill. And I was like, wow, that was clever. And I had this other real estate agent who gave me like a scented candle. So like if I ever needed to de-stress, I would think of her. And I was like, what? So now I'm like, okay, are we showing out? Are we going to show out at this event? Are we going to wear like bright color? Because it's different. I feel like this has a different vibe to it. So walk me through that as far as like, what are you guys thinking from a networking perspective?
I
I
think,
got nothing. You do
come
you
as
do,
you are,
Gloria.
I say. You do you. Like, I think I love those ideas. $2 bill, like fantastic. We're gonna need like a women's version of that. Like, what does that look like? You know what? Oh, you know what I'm gonna do?
Mm.
Because in Canada, we have like the queen on all our money. Like we actually have a woman on some of the money. So I'm gonna just start handing out like Canadian loonies and toonies or something is my thing. I'm actually Canadian. But no, I think come as you are. I think there's no pressure. I think we sometimes when people think about networking and coming to these events, um, they often talk themselves out of it by getting in their own head around like, oh, I don't have anyone to go with. Who would I talk to? Who would I
Oh, that's a
sit
good
with?
point.
And I
Mhm.
think like the thing that I love about women's events, like go to a few different real estate investing events, like Stephanie, you were just mentioning we were having a nice little glass of wine catch up at one of those, commenting on all the men in the room. There's just a different vibe at women's events. It's
There
just
is.
so much easier and the conversation just tends to flow naturally and it's just very supportive and I feel like there's like or not as much of that bravado. And so I think come as you are, if you have a thing, bring that thing. And if you don't worry. We will be there to help support you.
I love that. Do you know if in the programming there's like icebreakers or, like a bingo card for you to go visit the vendors? I'm looking at you, Riley, just because I know you're into like the whole event planning thing.
I know. And so that's one thing you of course want to think about, like how do we break the ice? Because like usually we're very used to going to events that are very like focused on certain something, like you said, real estate. It could be investments, it could be anything. So I want anybody who feels like I don't know if this is the event for me. I don't know if I have something to bring. You always have something to bring. The thing you got to bring is yourself and treat everyone else like you're just meeting someone for brunch. That's literally why it's called brunch with purpose, is because that's what it is gonna be. I've gotten poker chips to add on to that conversation. I've gotten anything like all under the sun. I've had lipsticks
You've had
given out too, which it wasn't my color, but it was gorgeous and I loved the whole thought of it. So, but in the
I think
end,
it,
I go ahead.
I was just gonna say finding a color that would work for everyone is kind of like the sisterhood of the traveling pants. Like you really need to find the right lipstick shade that's gonna work for every shade.
I
You
know.
know,
I like a
there
little.
is a brand out there. It's kind of like the mood lipstick where it would just go like with whatever your outfit is. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
I
I
I
was.
know
totally do.
exactly.
It's just me
I
hanging
remember
out on
that.
TikTok.
These are conversations that you is this is like the lovely thing about going to a women focused event is you get to bring up and talk about conversations like that are very specific to women. And so that's what I love about it. I love a spicy lip gloss too.
Right?
Anything.
See, so any lip gloss
And
brands out there that are looking to sponsor some female entrepreneurs, again, it's going to be happening on Saturday, March 8th. How are we doing as far right now with ticket sales? Are we halfway there? I think, Nicole, I thought you said we were like 50% at capacity now.
yeah, I think we're already 50% sold out. And I think we went live with these tickets, what, 10 days ago, maybe?
Yeah,
Really?
something really recent.
Yeah, not very long ago. So I think I mean, don't, I'm fairly confident this event will sell out. So you don't want to be, left holding the bag, wondering if you can make it, DMing one of us, asking if we can get you in. So I
Can
would
say,
definitely recommend getting your ticket now. And if you don't know anyone there, you know the three of us. So
yeah,
come say hi, come sit with us.
pretty much. Like literally, if you just said like, "Hey, I saw you guys on LinkedIn, Facebook, or wherever you saw this live stream," you'd be like, "Oh, hey, that's awesome." Um, Definitely reach out to us, and we'll go from there. Having said that, you guys, when we think about this event, talk to me about the soap factory because the first time I heard like this venue mentioned, I was like, a soap factory? Like, is this
Yeah.
like Bed Bath and Body Works? Like, what are we talking about right now?
Well, the owners do in fact, I believe, make soap, so that is not out of the question. But of course, when I heard about Soap Factory, I had a similar thought. But then we went to go visit, and we were deciding because of course there's conventional venues that you can go to, like breweries or hotels or anything like that. But the beauty of the soap factory is it's a gorgeous space. It has this vintage, warm, like look to it, and I think the biggest thing that was so beautiful about it, of course, their generosity in supporting it, us in kind, and something that's so new. This is our very first time doing this type of coalition for International Women's Day, but also what they do every single day year round is supporting the creatives all across San Diego. And so we wanted to bring as much attention to that. And like if we had to choose a venue, we wanted to choose one with a cause. And I think that's what's so awesome about what they're doing. I was
I
trying to
saw
get
it
as
and I
many
thought it
eyes
was
on the
so
creative
cool.
industry.
When I
Totally.
looked at it, I was like, what is this? Right. And then I went over to the venue rental and I was like, wait a second. Like, is this how it's actually going to look like now? It's because it's one of those things where it's nice to see a banner, but then you know how we are, especially San Diego. It's like, well, what is it going to look like, sound like, feel like? And so when I start to see the venue, I was like, wait a second. Like, do you know if we're going to be in the
Yeah.
lounge area? Because this looks, I mean, yes, that's cool.
We'll be in the
Pavilion.
pavilion.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you guys take a
There we
look at
go.
that.
So
That's a 7,000 square foot space, right? And so just
yes.
imagine over 200 women entrepreneurs in San Diego hanging out here. But again, I mean, I'm just imagining how the whole setup is going to look like. It's just so posh.
I know. Well, that the thing is, like, we also could take a picture everywhere. We didn't even have to create Instagrammable corners because they did it for us. And
Yeah.
so that's what's kind of nice about it too, is like if you just come to a bar, it's like a barbecue. You like come hang out with your girlies, go to brunch, talk about things, and be in a cool spot. Just it's gonna be very relaxed, no pressure at all. Just come and hang out.
And I love the fact that in the Eventbrite, it had mentioned that there's going to be like grazing tables. I was like, what's a grazing table? Tell me more about that.
Of
I felt like a
course, we have.
gazelle. I was like, am I just like prancing into this forest of like charcuterie boards? Like, what are we expecting here?
Absolutely. We partnered with a women-owned catering company based in North County, and she's going to offer us quite a spread, which we're really grateful for. So you're going to get fed. Don't worry, everybody. Brunch is brunch for a reason. And so mimosas, speakers, food,
Coffee cart, I think.
vendors, coffee cart, something you just don't know. When there's some little added ex surprises in there as well.
We all love an event that actually feeds you.
Yes.
And so when we're looking at this price tag, so let me take a look at this. So ticket wise, we're looking at this and it's $55.20 for general admission. But if you're going to come with your girls, you know, you might as well save and get like a group of 10. If you're a woman-led business and you want to bring your staff out to do something, I feel like this is going to be a really great networking event. If you are the Rileys or the Nicoles of your group, you're like, hey, I'll just buy the groups of 10 and then just Venmo me later. Then I think this is also a good opportunity. But I think there's still opportunities for sponsors, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Always, of
Yep.
course, 100%. And we've actually had four companies purchase group tickets too. So they are going pretty quickly because it's a great event. It's pretty well rounded for just about anyone who would like to
And
attend.
I think the vendor marketplace is also still open for vendors. So if you have some kind of, if you're a woman-owned business that sells physical products, I think so far I think we have candles. We're going to have, I can't quite remember all the, like, are we having a swimwear vendor, I think? But if you have a physical product you'd like to sell on site, we also have the vendor marketplace open for vendors as well.
I love it.
Absolutely.
So, again, if you're just tuning in or if you're watching the hashtag replay, this is going to be Saturday, March 8th here in San Diego. It's the International Women's Day. It's going to be this fun, amazing brunch that we're going to have. Tickets are pretty much at 50% capacity at this point. So, brunch with purpose and community, we definitely want to see you there. So, don't delay. Start networking now. Start even brainstorming. Let us know in the comments how, like, are you doing business cards? Are you doing something different? Like, let me know because I would love to know how creative the San Diego crowd is going to be. And so, with that said, ladies, did you want to add anything else about this event or how to get involved? Are we still looking for volunteers? Or are we like, we good now?
Of course. Well, if you're a student or master's graduate, anything, and you would like to volunteer to attend, please reach out. You can email me at Riley, RYLIE at stella.co. And we're always looking for help on that on-site logistics, of course. If you are a vendor or women-owned company who would like to be a vendor or showcase, also send me an email. But otherwise, attend and just meet our wonderful ladies who are ready to meet you.
Yay.
Yeah, and I
Nicole?
think I was just going to add to that, Riley, that I think some people might be thinking, is this the event for me? Maybe you feel like you don't know anyone. Like I said, the three of us, you don't have time. But let me tell you, every time I've stepped out of my comfort zone to attend events like this, it's always led to something bigger, some kind of new connection, a partnership, a friend. It's always been worth it. And so I'd highly recommend coming. I think it's going to be a great way to meet other women in San Diego, like-minded women. And I really think like the $55 price tag is for brunch, mimosa bar, coffee cart, and the amazing panel we're going to put together is well worth it.
Yay! I love it. And now, ladies, what is the best way to get a hold of you? Riley, let's start off with you just because I already have you up on the screen.
Of course. So it'd be LinkedIn. So find me on LinkedIn, RYLIE Jennings. I'm pretty responsive as well for the most part. Or you can send me an email, RYLIE at stella.co.
Love it. And then Miss Nicole Bonzal.
Probably LinkedIn as well. So it's Nicole, no H, Nicole, Bansal, Bansal. Yeah, I'd probably recommend LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the easiest one. Steph already called me out for that.
I know. I was like, where is everyone? I think we all hang out on LinkedIn for sure. So having said that, thank you ladies so much for first off volunteering your time to put this event together. I'm excited about it. I know I went through all of my Instagram DMs. I invited a lot of girlfriends. I'm just like, hey, are you going? Hey, I'll see you there. It wasn't like this whole like, oh, I need like suggested social media copy. I was like, hey, you going? Hey, you going? And then
Yeah.
copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, which I think worked out really well. So having
And
said
the
that,
nice thing about that, having to plan things these days, like hey, are you free next weekend? No, but I'm free on this Tuesday next month. No, no, that doesn't work for me. How about this Thursday here? It's like, no, this is happening. It's on this date. Drop what you're doing. Come.
I've done that
yes.
with a few people that it's been hard to get in connect with them. I'm like, let's just meet at this event. This will
Let's
be
just
great.
be let's just meet at this event. Let's carpool. Let's
Yeah.
just go there and get fed and then we'll chat about all the things that we have to. Good. All right. So
Beautiful.
again, if you are sitting on your hands, you've been thinking about it, wondering, should I go? Yes, go. You can find us over on Eventbrite. You'll see this in the description, whether you're watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, all the things. Go ahead and click on that link. Grab your spot now, and then we'll see you there. Yeah? All right.
All
So
right.
I'll finish off this live stream, and then I'll chat with the girls in the Zoom room. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.